Hi, welcome to my channel. This is Source is Self. My name is Abby. Today's video is going to be a mystic moon update. This is kind of a new launch of what I've already previously been doing with my transit videos, but in this video we're going to go through the 4 main phases of the lunar cycle. Speaking of, I have 2 announcements. Now, if you don't really care about the announcements and you just want to get straight to the transit reading, go to my descriptions. There's chapters there and you can just skip ahead. And while you're down there, go ahead and subscribe to my channel and give this video a like if you find it helpful. The first announcement, of course, is that my transit videos are changing to the Mystic Moon videos. My plan is to post the Mystic Moon video within a week of the new moon. This new format also comes with new journal templates. So I've created journal templates for us to use with the moon phases, and it comes with either a tarot journal with spreads that I've created that I feel are aligned with the energy of each moon cycle. And if you don't read tarot, that's cool, because this journal also has the option to do a written journal and respond to journal prompts instead, or do both, either or, right? You have the option to purchase either a blank template that's just basic and you can reuse it and print it every single month, or I do post a new one every single lunar cycle so that you can have a fun little weekly activity to do that is designed to assist you in meeting your goals and staying aligned with your intentions and long-term plan. The second announcement, of course, is that we are rebranding to Source is Self instead of Self is Source. If you're new here, you probably didn't know that we were called Source is Self before, or maybe you're confused that you're kind of seeing the words switched around every once in a while. And if you're returning, of course, we changed it. The meaning behind the name was always that you yourself are the source of everything you need for this journey. You came to this planet with everything that you need. You have the mindsets, you have the ability to innovate, you have the ability to find solutions. And when we are rebranding to Source is Self, I feel like that intention and meaning is still there in that name. So we've gone through the announcements. Now let's get into the lunar transit. July's full moon is called the buck moon, hence the naming of this lunar cycle. The buck moon is named due to the fact that many bucks who shed their antlers begin to regrow their antlers in July, which happens to be around the time of the buck full moon. This lunar cycle is really channeling the energy of this intuitive and majestic creature. Now let's get into the Pacifics. The specifics. I used to always think that Pacific was specific when I was a child. It took me until I was maybe 15 to learn that those weren't the same word. Okay. So on June 28th, the new moon is the start of this lunar cycle, and it's in Cancer. So it's all about that nurturing mother energy. The moon, she has us feeling more empathetic and loving, especially in matters of our tribe and our chosen community, our friends and our family. So this may have us feeling a touch more sentimental and a little bit more emotionally vulnerable if this isn't a feeling that we're used to. It's a great time because our intuition is going to be a little heightened, especially in matters of our connections, the people who are around us. So the best way to utilize the energy of this new moon in Cancer is by strengthening the bond that you have with the people that are around you. And to also make sure that you give time to your spiritual practice and connecting with yourself, your source. For ideas on how to celebrate any of the lunar phases, check out my blog post linked in the description. It has the lunar phases for the book moon and ideas for celebrating the lunar phases as well. So the new moon is symbolic of new beginnings. So it's often fitting to set a goal for the month ahead and to set an intention for the lunar cycle. My advice is just to always choose an intention that empowers you. A lot of times we can choose intentions that don't empower us, like maybe something about our appearance, or maybe it's something that's a really long-term goal. Like maybe it's a 5-year goal and you set your intention for it, but you're only setting an intention for a month. So break it up. If it's a 5-year goal, then what is realistic growth in the next month that would get you there in 5 years? A week later, the first quarter moon is in Libra, and this takes place on July 6th, and she's transiting through Libra, so she's bringing balance. Yes, like we love our community and we want to show them that we care about them, but ultimately we have to be responsible for our own progress and always find the perfect balance for you. When we say the perfect balance for you, it's important to recognize that that's something that sort of is fluid and changes throughout your life. It depends what your current situation is. Like not only your preferences, but what are your needs and what are you going through at the present moment? The perfect balance for you is considerate of all of those things. The first quarter moon reminds us that we cannot truly do anything on our own, especially with the sign in Libra. Our existence as humans relies on the support of the community around us. So just check in on your people, maintain those relationships. The first quarter moon is also symbolic of action. So in order for your manifestations to materialize, it's important to make a plan, like what are the reasonable steps to get there, and then follow through on that plan. Of course, the plan can be adjusted as you go to be more fitting to what ends up coming up and what you end up seeing, or what opportunities are presented to you. So just know that it's all about actions. You can have a plan so that you just know what to do and you're not caught in the trap of I don't know what to do next. But it's all about action, doing the things that you feel inspired to do, doing the things that you just know deep down that it's going to take you a huge step forward in your path somehow. Commit to doing an action this week. After that week, the moon slowly transitions to the full moon, and this full moon is in Capricorn. So Capricorn, of course, is in opposition to Cancer. It's the complete opposite side, and the full moon symbolizes release and completion. So we're checking back in on our goals, intentions, and the progress we've been making in that direction, and we're deciding during the full moon, are the intentions that I set right for me in the present moment? And then of course, if the intentions are right for you in the present moment, then you double down on your why, right? Like, why did I choose this intention? What progress have I made so far? And what progress can I make in the next 2 weeks of this lunar cycle? It's also always okay to say, you know what, that intention that I set during the new moon is not right at the present moment. It's not what I need right now. And if that's the case, then use the full moon to come to a place of completion. Like, yes, I completed the work I needed to do on that intention for right now, and I will set another intention that's more aligned with me in the right now. And that's okay. If that's what you choose to do, then just reset your intention and then determine what are you going to do for the next 2 weeks to move towards that intention. Full moons are always asking you to release any beliefs and any mindsets that prevent you from showing up and fulfilling your potential. Reconnecting with family and friends is so important, and that's what the beginning of this moon cycle showed us. It showed us that having that community and nurturing that community is necessary. When we don't do that, we start to feel isolated, we start to feel like nobody's with us. But when we reconnect with our community, we show kindness and compassion to our community, they end up reciprocating that back to us, and that's so important. But it needs to be balanced with yourself. With this full moon in Capricorn, it's like release the people pleasing. It does not help you. You don't have a community so that you can try to please them all the time. You have a community so that you have people to love you and support you no matter what you're going through. When the full moon moves into Capricorn, yeah, you're letting go of those tendencies to please people or make people like you. And it's important to recognize that you have to be realistic about your goals. You have to ensure that you are coming through, because showing up consistently is how progress is made, and that's how your dream life comes to exist, right? So this full moon in Capricorn is saying like, okay, you connected with your people, but now it's time to reconnect with your initiative and your responsibility. Be disciplined. Know that whatever you want to do is going to require you dedicating time and energy to it. So go for it. The last half of this lunar cycle kind of wraps up with a little bit of selfishness, right? Because it's got Capricorn, and then the last quarter moon is in Aries. So again, letting go of the people pleasing, letting go of the people who make us feel like we have to prove our worth, because we already know our worth, and we need to start showing up at the value that we see in ourselves. With the last quarter moon in Aries, this is enthusiastic, self-loving Aries energy coming with this last quarter moon. So it's reminding us to celebrate our personal success and our personal growth. The last quarter moon is also a time for reflection. So based on the intentions and the actions that you took, what was helpful, what was effective, what wasn't, and make adjustments accordingly. And then of course, lay back and rest until it's time for the cycle to begin again with the new moon. The thing about the Aries last quarter moon is that Aries is really fast-paced, fiery energy. So the Aries last quarter moon is really excited to sort of jump right back in. It took stock of the recent past, and it's like, okay, I know how I can do it better next time, and it's ready to just start again. But I just want to remind you how important it is to give yourself time to rest. So checking in with your body, your mind, your spirit, and seeing, do any of these things need some downtime before I jump back in, is always beneficial, especially when the new moon is coming around in a week and you can jump back in right then. So that's our transit reading for the Buck Moon lunar cycle. That's our Mystic Moon update. I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. If you watched all the way to the end, I just want to ask you to please like this video and leave a comment. Tell me what you found important and what you found helpful. I love you all. Have a wonderful lunarly abundant month.